Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's conversation with one of our speakers from the Women Thrive Summit. I am excited to introduce you, Jackie Adams. Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ray?
I'm good. Where are you joining from?
I am joining from the Seattle area on the west coast of the US.
Nice, nice. I always love seeing where our audience also joining from. So if you are tapping into this live conversation or watching this on replay, let us know in the chat where you're watching this from. So today we are going to be talking about mind magic, program your subconscious mind for success with self-hypnosis. I'm a
Mhm.
true fan actually of this topic because I know how powerful and transformative it is. But before we begin, I want to have a quick introduction for Jackie today. So, Jackie Adams is integrative hypnosis healer and a coach, helping clients eliminate limiting beliefs, heal their trauma, and eliminate stress on subconscious level in order to amplify their business growth and expansion and help them step into their higher selves. I truly think that this is a transformative way for people to step into their true power and essence. So, Jackie, welcome. Tell me a little bit more how you got started in this line of work.
Yeah, so that's a great question because if you were to ask me like 5 or 10 years ago if you thought I would be sitting here, the answer would be what? Absolutely not. I was really raised by a wonderful mother. I had a loving childhood. However, we didn't have a lot in the way of material things.
Yeah.
And so, as I grew up, I kind of just developed on my own this scarcity mindset. I wanted to I don't know, just have a safe, secure job, something that was predictable. Certainly not anything aligned with entrepreneurship because that can be very unpredictable. However, when I got into the age where I was really wanting to find a career, I felt like nursing was the way to go because you could make good money, you had always had a job, and so I became a nurse, and that was not an easy road by any means, but I did it. And that job, that line of work is it's you give a lot of yourself and it's very helpful to the community. Um, but it's draining and it is grueling. so, and I'm not going to lie, I still do have a nursing job to this day because that's always going to be a part of me. However, at the same time, I went on this incredible self healing journey, discovering that, really in my subconscious mind, that's where all these patterns of scarcity had developed. Um, and it wasn't until I actually went to a immersive live event for Tony Robbins, probably I think 7 or 8 years ago, when I felt like I was just having a really hard time in my life. Uh, in that moment, I realized that while I may not be responsible for everything that had happened to me up until that point in my life and all of the programs, the habits, the patterns, I am responsible for healing that if I really truly want to achieve financial independence, financial abundance, feeling like I can do what I want, have the success I want, feel happy, feel joy, and not always default to these thoughts of I'm not enough or what do I need to do next or how can I be productive and just burning myself out. So once I went to that event and started to understand the power of the subconscious mind and that actually I could heal my own subconscious mind, that's when I started looking into different modalities. And what I realized is hypnosis was
Mhm.
really the most impactful modality to speaking directly to the subconscious mind, which controls 95% of all these micro decisions and habits that you make that you don't even think about throughout the day. So when I got more comfortable with, what is hypnosis, I realized, oh my gosh, we are hypnotizing ourselves 24/7. We don't even realize it. The things that we watch, the people that we listen to, scrolling on social media, watching the news, we are literally feeding our brain full of just random crap, you know? And so, what if we could be more intentional about not only feeding our mind positive messages, but also changing the story and changing the messages that we've been giving ourselves, the habits that have been imprinted upon us by our upbringing and by our choices up until this point. And that's when
Mhm.
I decided I had some pretty spiritual, breakthrough moments that are hard to really describe. I'm sure you've had some of those yourself in your
Yeah.
industry. And it made me realize that, you know what, I don't just want to be the subject of all of this amazing magic. I want to be the practitioner. But once I became the practitioner and was able to help others through transformations and help them eliminate their habits, help them, eliminate even trauma, illnesses, it's incredible what you can truly heal with hypnosis. The self-hypnosis part of it, you don't need a practitioner for. You don't need somebody else to heal you. You can do it yourself, and it's really simple how you can basically reprogram your own mind. So, that's why I'm
Mm.
so excited to share. It's basically a workshop style for the event, and I'm speaking next Thursday. And so I'm so excited to show people, especially like female entrepreneurs, visionaries, high achievers, women who are kind of fighting against themselves because a lot of us are perfectionists. A lot of us are burnt out. A lot of us work way too hard, burning the candle at both ends, and it's never enough. And so, what if I could teach you how you could give yourself the gift of reprogramming your mind in order to heal whatever story you need to get to the level of success that you want, whether that's abundance, whether that's even like things like weight loss or healing headaches, ailments like that, whatever it is that's standing in your way and preventing you from that level of success, and truly like becoming visible, because that's another big fear of people, is just really like
Yeah.
visible. That's a very vulnerable state. And that's honestly one of the biggest things I help people with, because they have all these great ideas. They know what they want to do. They know how they want to do it. And then they make the first step. And then they kind of like, they're something like default in their mind to stop themselves from moving to that next level because they're scared. There's the unknown, there's a guilt or shame, there's the comparison issue. There's so many things that can stop us from that. And so I really truly believe that healing our subconscious blocks helps us to feel more comfortable in stepping out of our comfort zone, becoming more visible, and sharing the gifts that truly could help other people, because it's not about you or me. It's about helping to heal more people in this world, to bring other people up, especially women. So
Yeah.
that is just a little bit about what I'm excited to share.
Yeah, well, I love that because I think with the summit, there are so many amazing and diverse speakers, and everybody bring their own magic.
Mhm.
Everybody have their own expertise and experience and a story. And I love that, you shared you had your own awakening moments in this process and realizations that, what, actually in the hypnosis, people can be self-empowered to use self-hypnosis. How often would you recommend or do you do this practice on yourself to perhaps overcome any mindset blocks?
I do it 3 times a day. And it only takes like 5 or 10 minutes. So, I mean, I have 4 kids at home. I work a lot. So, I'm not going to say that I sit around and just have all this extra time to be able to go to the spa and do self-hypnosis and, get my energy healed. Like, I am a busy mom just like the next person. So, why I recommend doing this as much as possible is because we are constantly defaulting. This is one of those practices that we need to reinforce. Any habit is kept a habit by repetition and reinforcement. So with self-hypnosis, it can literally be done in 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour. It's just depends on your preference. But what I want to do is teach people how they can do this once or twice a day for 5 or 10 minutes And the time that I recommend that's the most effective is first thing in the morning and right last thing before bedtime. Those like golden 10 minutes, because that's when your brain is in theta waves. And theta waves are, there's a few different theories about that. It's essentially when you are the most programmable. So
Mm.
also the most connected with God, spirit, universe. It's like that meditation brainwaves when we're just first waking up, we're just going to sleep. So that's when our minds are like sponges. So that's the best time to do something like, even like if you do affirmations during that time frame, that is the most effective time to do affirmations. And that is a form of self-hypnosis. But what I want to teach everyone is how to go a step further and really truly just completely eliminate that filter of our conscious mind, of all those thoughts that kind of intrude, and speak straight to our subconscious so that we can empower ourselves to bring those thoughts throughout our day and then throughout our night while we go to sleep, rather than just scrolling or watching a murder show, which I love the next murder show. I mean, I'm not going to I'm not going to ever take those away completely. However, if I'm going to watch something kind of scary right before bed, I will definitely make sure to do my self hypnosis where I just, when I'm laying in bed, do my breathing, well, I'll show you in the workshop next week, but
Jackie, you're just teasing us. You're like, hey, look, this is going to change your life. This is what it's going to be.
yeah.
But I'm just going
But
to
let
trust
me
blind.
show you. Yeah, I'm so excited to like kind of break it down even more so that everyone can use this tool. And most hypnotists will teach their clients well, not all of them actually. I went to a really big hypnosis conference in Las Vegas last summer, and my mentor, Sandra Grace, who's amazing, I love her to death. She certified me in both hypnosis and Reiki. She makes sure, and she instilled into all of us, that we absolutely need to teach all of our clients self-hypnosis, because we don't want our clients to become dependent on us. We don't want
Mm.
them to be like, how some people go to therapy for their entire lives and they become dependent on their therapist, like an external source. Like, when you go see someone who can help hypnotize you, that is a skill. It is definitely something that I wouldn't recommend you just go to anyone for. However, we also want to empower you to learn how to use these skills on your own so that you can move forward in life and not be dependent on anyone but yourself for your own source of empowerment and subconscious healing.
Yeah, well, that's the whole purpose of the summit, really, to empower our ladies, our listeners, our attendees to be in the driving seat of their lives,
Mhm.
not to be dependent on anyone. I truly believe that if we can give women the knowledge, the resources, and the tools that they need to succeed, we can create a huge ripple effect. And it's not about creating customers for life, that a lot of times the Western medicine tends to do.
Yes.
This is a way to really create our own healing and our own transformation and have the tools at your fingertips to tap into at any time. So I really appreciate your perspective, Jackie, and what you're doing. I think it's really powerful.
Thank you. Yes, I am very, very excited. And the group of women is just incredible. I know that you were having a baby how long ago did you have your baby? Was
7
it
months ago.
7 months ago? I think that's around the time that I signed up to be in this summit. And it was so exciting because you had already built this framework out. And so you had Abby step in and interview, and um, then I got to know all the women, and then you came in back from your maternity leave, and it was just like, wow, like it was like layer upon layer of like just powerhouse women. And I've been so in awe of this whole process being a speaker, and also just how the women have collaborated. And I just can't even imagine, once the summit does happen next week, how much healing and self-revelations and empowerment and sense of purpose it's going to put out in a concentrated time frame to women all over the world, which can help everyone else become vessels of love and light and
Yeah.
all their gifts. So I love this. And I love how all of us have something that complements one another and
Mm.
kind of builds upon lesson after lesson, and we don't even know how it happens. But isn't that usually how it happens? Is like you watch one speaker and then the next one, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's helping integrate the lesson that I just learned before. So I love this concept. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Honestly, I can't tell you what happens, but there is an invisible transformation that happens both with the speakers and those who attend.
Mhm.
And as you said, they go from one session to the next, and it's like, wow, like a flower just starts to bloom and layer upon layer, new colors start to come out. And at the end, people were just like, wow, what do I do with all of this growth? Because the transformation has been so magical. And
Yeah.
I think it's the power of us as women coming together with a pure intention to inspire, empower, motivate other people, and also creating a safe space for everyone to be held in their true essence, in their healing, in their mastery, in their transformation. And yourselves, speakers, have been carefully selected because you share the same vision and you share the same purpose and you bring something magical to the world. So I truly know that people had just have to be there to experience it.
Yes. Yes. So exciting. I can't wait to hear the other speakers as well. I feel like
Mm.
there's just such a variety, and it's so wonderful that everyone is from all over the world too, because it
Yeah,
really does truly bring about such a diverse perspective
yeah,
while speaking directly to women who we do have a lot of shared um, not necessarily experiences, but themes in our life of what we have gone through and what we have faced,
mm,
and the unique challenges that come along with being, partners and mothers, sisters, daughters, being held to this similar standards. So
yeah.
it is really, really beautiful.
I can't even imagine. I have one little one, and I'm like, navigating this motherhood, and you got 4 kids. It's just incredible. How do you do it all, Jackie?
A really great question. Maybe ask me in 20 years because I don't know. You know what it is I so as a nurse and a mother and a wife and a homeowner and all of these different things, they do give me a lot of purpose. However, there's always going to be something that feels like I don't know if it's missing but it's just like this greater. I've always had this feeling that I was meant for more, like destined for
Mm,
more. And I mean, a lot of that may be a little bit of a trauma response because I've always wanted to accomplish more. But in this field of really truly helping to rewire subconscious mind, heal energy, and help others step into their greatness, there's just something about it that it makes it's what drives me, and it helps me to become a better mother and to become a better wife, all the things that I am, worker, healer, all the things. So I think there's just that driving force. And I'm not special or unique in any way. A lot of us have that, but I think a lot of us, that driving force has always been there, but we've dampened it and we've allowed the voices from society and maybe our parents or our peers and just people that tell us, or voices that we hear that say tone it down, be grateful. It's a lot, it's hard out there. We hear these themes and we allow those words and even unspoken words to let us just become a smaller version of ourselves, become
mm,
not weaker, because none of us are weak, but it's like we're dampened. And when I visualize all of us, I feel like we have this higher self, like beaming light within us. And if we can crack it open. And I think of it through like the crown chakra, just through my Reiki visualizations. I always visualize like my crown chakra like opening wider. And that visualization like helps me to feel like I can emanate that higher self light within me, and it activates to a certain level to help me help others. And I think
Mm.
everyone is capable of it. And maybe that's not answering the question fully, because you asked how I do it. And believe me, I have my moments every single day. I'm completely human. However, these tools that I've learned and that I teach and that I utilize on my clients help me to go through life with keeping that purpose always at heart.
Yeah.
So,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. It's really that driving force, I think, especially for us for women, to have a purpose and mission and have tools in our toolbox that helps us get through the tough days or the tough moments in our lives.
Mhm.
And in the end, there are so many things that brings us joy and fulfillment, and that's what I see in what you just shared. um, what you do, helping to transform lives, give people the access to the tools that they may not know it's possible for them to just tap in. And there is a lot of mystique about hypnosis, right? We imagine, I think there's a lot of misconceptions if people have
Oh,
never tried it. And I personally know when I first tried it, it was hugely transformative. It felt like there was this invisible block that was holding something back. And then when I've done my hypnosis and I started to understand my subconscious mind, what was really holding me stuck, it's like the lid was popped open and it never went back to its former self. Right? There was this huge transformation that was it. That was just a breakthrough moment in my life that now I can't even think that was an issue that was holding me back actually from succeeding. From that was again trauma response, which again, conscious mind cannot go there. It's a
right.
subconscious mind that unlocks that wisdom that you have and helps you heal that.
Yes, and I believe that talk therapy, I'm not going to say anything negative about talk therapy when you speak to a therapist, a mental health counselor. I think that can be very helpful in identifying a lot of what's happened to you in the past. However, speaking about it, you're really talking from a conscious level, and it does
Mm.
take a long time because your thoughts are so clouded with being self-conscious about this or overthinking about that or overanalyzing, that it clouds really the core issue. It's usually a lot more simple than we make it out to be. So if we can have, I mean, I've had sessions where with people where I do one session and we unlock something in a very like metaphorical way, where when you're in hypnosis you're aware of what's happening and you're going to completely reject something that I say that doesn't align with you. Your subconscious isn't going to be able to be like controlled. It will just be like, oh, I don't know if I agree with that, so it'll just let it go. But if I speak to you and I have had a conversation with you ahead of time, and then I start realizing that, okay, we need to get deeper, deeper. And then we unlock what has been holding you back. I've had people say that they've been healed with one session, something that they've worked with a counselor for a
Mm.
long time. And for example, last week I did a session with someone who had a fear of the dentist and was about to have a dental procedure. And this person was very scared because in the past they'd had like thrown up or, gagged or, just had massive anxiety at the dentist and felt like they weren't going to be able to make it through the procedure. And I actually just did a recorded session for this person, and they listened to it a few times before bed up until their appointment. And after the appointment, they called me and just crying. Like that was the most relaxed I've ever been at the dentist. They got through the procedure so easily. I had no idea it could be that easy. How did you do that? And I'm like, I just listened to you. I created some imagery and let you listen to it on your own time. and it
Mm.
healed the block. It's really a subconscious block. We don't choose to throw up at the dentist, you know? That's not a conscious choice. So
No. Mm. Oh, I love that, Jackie. We could be here for hours, but I know we get around.
I know. It's so great
No,
talking
no,
to you. I'm gonna cut myself off. I really appreciate the opportunity. So thank
not at
you.
all, Jackie. What I was saying that, I could listen to, and we could, there's so many ways to talk about it. So this topic in its own, it's just so rich. And we could be here for hours talking about this, but if people want to actually unlock their subconscious mind and learn more about self-hypnosis, hypnosis therapy, healing, well, we welcome you to come along to the Women Thrive Summit, tap into Jackie's session, and be there, experience the magic of it. Jackie, how can people get in touch with you if they feel inspired and maybe wanting to connect with you beyond this?
Thank you. I think my Instagram is really an easy way. Underscore,
Mm.
it's Jackie Adams. It's right here. And also on my website, it's jackieadams.com. I also have a podcast called the Subconscious CEO Podcast. So those are the best places to find me.
Amazing. And I've just posted a link to your free gift, which is, I believe, a meditation, right?
Yes, it's a guided hypnosis or meditation track to unlock your or eliminate your limiting beliefs. So
Amazing.
that
So
is
do make sure you grab this wonderful resource that Jackie has provided for you. If you feel called and inspired to, please make sure you join the Women Thrive Summit happening March 18th to the 22nd. It's a whole 1 week long event happening virtually. It's free of charge. You can tap in from anywhere in the world and it's happening live. So that means you get to connect with Jackie and other amazing speakers throughout the week. So you're welcome to be there. And Jackie, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait for your talk.
Yes, thank you so much. I can't wait.
We'll see you all soon. Make sure you tap in. And if you have enjoyed this conversation, share it with someone in your own social media network. We look forward to seeing you at the Women Thrive Summit. Take care for now. Bye.
Bye bye.